What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. I am so excited to be sitting down and filming this video for y'all today because we are celebrating the return of one of my absolute favorite brands, Ladybug Glow. If you've been here and you've watched my collection videos, then you know exactly how much I love Ladybug Glow. I discovered this brand about a year ago and fell in love immediately. The packaging, the color stories, the formula, all of it is impeccable. But earlier this year, Amanda, the owner, announced that she was closing the brand for an unforeseen amount of time. She didn't know when or if she was going to return. And while I 100% support you taking care of yourself and doing what you need to do, I have to admit I was pretty sad when she made the announcement. I have gotten to know Amanda very well over the past several months, and she is such an incredible person. I love and adore her. She is very knowledgeable. She is very supportive of me, and I don't know if she will ever know how much I truly appreciate her. But when she told me that she had been working on something and she had a new palette coming out, I about lost it. I was like, I don't care what it is. I need it. I want it. I have to have that in my collection. And here it is. This is the Magical Creations palette. Now, this is a 5-pan palette, which is something we have never seen from the brand before, but I love a smaller palette, especially a 5-pan. They just give you very simple, no-brainer looks, and this color story is so beautiful. Now, in this palette, we do have 2 matte shades, and then over here on the end, we have a beautiful sparkling metallic shade. In the middle, we have a marble duochrome, and then we have an iridescent multi-chrome over here on the end. This palette does retail for $32.50, but I do have a code with the brand, which is SARAH10. It is unaffiliated, but it will save you some coin if you choose to pick this up. It is currently available, so I will have it linked and listed down below in the description box, as well as everything else that I use in today's video to complete my look. So per usual, if you're ever curious about anything I use in any of my videos here on my channel, always check the description box. I squeeze as much information as I possibly can into that tiny little space. But we're gonna go ahead and do some live swatches, create a look, very short, very sweet, to the point, and at the end of the video, I will give you my first initial impression thoughts. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with the live swatches, which I'm going to do on the back of my hand. I will throw in some B-roll of me doing my normal swatches on my forearm with the close-up and all of that so you can see all the shifts. But we're going to go ahead and swatch from this side to over here. There's not any shade names or anything like that, so I'm just going to tell you what kind of formula it is. So starting with the iridescent multi-chrome, this feels very smooth, very soft in the pan. And we're just going to swatch this one out right here if I can see what I'm doing. Okay, there is the first shade that is absolutely beautiful. You can see all those beautiful flips in it. I love that one. Okay, let's move on to our next shade, which is going to be this really pretty pink matte shade. Very soft, very smooth feeling as well. Picked up a lot on my finger, and we're gonna swatch this out right here. Oh my gosh, that's such a beautiful shade. Very pigmented, one swatch, and I didn't like dig into this palette really hard. She just has a really good formula. Next, we're going to go into this marble duochrome in the middle, and I'm going to swatch this one out right here. This one feels nice and smooth as well. That is such a gorgeous color. I love that pink to gold flip that it has in it. But like I said, very smooth, very soft. It didn't feel crumbly or textured. Neither of these shades have so far, and they are very reflective. Our other matte in this palette is going to be this neutral brown shade. That's going to give us a lot of depth, and I think it's a really pretty shade. But we still have one more shade to swatch out. So let's go into this really pretty sparkly metallic shade. So this one feels a little bit more on like the textured side. Not like in a bad way, just a little bit more like flaky and crumbly, but it's going to smooth out absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and swipe that one right here. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful that is. So sparkly, so reflective, very smooth when it's swatched out, and that is going to look stunning on the eye. But let me go ahead and show you some of the other swatches really quick while I prime my eyes, get my hair out of my face, and then we're going to create our look with this palette. Alright, so my eyes are primed with my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly per usual, and I'm going to go ahead and start with this really pretty pink shade over here. I'm going to pick this up with a Morphe M504 brush, and I am going to give me a soft wash of this shade as much as I possibly can. This is a very pigmented shade, at least it was in the swatch. Now I realize swatches don't tell the whole story, but yeah, very pigmented, which is exactly what I expect from the brand. So I'm just going to work what I have on my brush and fluff it into my crease, kind of blend it out, help blow it out as much as I can and just sheer that shade, and that is exactly what it is doing. No patching, no skipping, no fallout. Performance wise, this is doing exactly what I expect. Alright, so I'm bringing that shade down onto my lower lash line as well. I'm just fluffing it out really good with the same brush that I used up in my crease and just wrapping it around. Now I have to say, while this shade is very pigmented, it blended, buffed, and blew out very nicely. It really softened easily. I didn't have an issue with that. You could 100% bring in like a translucent setting powder or something like that to lighten up the shade, soften the edges and things like that. But when I do these first initial impression videos, I like to use just the palette so you can see what you're getting, see what kind of looks you can get out of it without bringing in other things. Alright, so next I'm just going in with that other matte shade that we have in the palette, which is that deeper brown shade. I just picked it up with a Morphe M453 brush, and I'm just buffing it out here in my outer corner, building up the depth and the definition that I want. And I'm also going to bring that down onto the outer portion of my lower lash line as well. Alright, so for all over the lid, I think we're going to do these two shades right here. We're going to do one on one eye and the other one on the other, just because I really want to use every single shade in here. And I just can't figure out a way to kind of showcase both of these all over the lid without doing one on each eye. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this really pretty metallic sparkle shade over here. And I'm going to pick this one up on a BK Beauty 203 brush. I am going to spray this with some MAC Fix Plus, even though I have already primed my eye with my NYX Glitter Primer per usual. But I want to minimize fallout, and this one is a little bit more on like that textured side, although it does come off really smooth. But we're just going to go ahead and start by kind of smoothing this and packing this on the lid, making sure that we get the full impact of that shade. And then once I have it down, I can go back and start to blend and soften any edges. But that is so beautiful. It is very reflective. I'm not getting any fallout with this. It's going on really nicely, and it seems like this is one that you can really like build it up for a maximum impact, or you can go in very light-handed and kind of sheer it out a little bit if you just want like a soft, I don't want to say glow, because this is still going to give you a nice reflection, but if you don't want to have it be so opaque, I guess that's the word that I'm looking for. But very, very pretty. Alright, so for the second eye, I picked up that Marble Duochrome shade in the middle. Same brush, I'm just going to spray it with my MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to pop this on the other eye. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to start by kind of pressing and packing that shade on my lid and getting the full impact of it. And then once I have it down, I can start to blend the edges, soften it, and things like that. That is beautiful as well. That shift is so pretty. To finish off both of these looks, we're going to go into this iridescent multi-chrome shade over here and put it on the inner corner. So I'm going to pick that up with a Singe Beauty EO1 brush. I am going to spray it yet again, and I'm just going to put this in the inner corner of both of these looks. So there it is, picked up very nicely, and I'm going to pop it over here. Kind of blend it up onto the lid, down onto the lower lash line. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. This one needs to be all over the lid as well, but obviously I only have two lids, so we're gonna have to do that in another look. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up again, spray it, and pop it in the other inner corner as well. Alright y'all, so these are the two completed looks of this palette, and I think they both turned out beautiful, and I love that I got two very different looks, and the only thing that I changed was which shimmer I used on the lid. That multi-chrome, I need to put that all over the lid as well. It looks absolutely beautiful on the inner corner, very reflective, very shifty. I like the versatility that you're going to get with this palette, and you don't usually get a lot of versatility with a 5-pan palette. But let's go ahead and go over what I used to finish off this look so we can turn on the light, see the shift, the shimmer, the sparkle, and then close out this video with my first initial impression thoughts. So in my lower waterline, I went in with the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal Liner in the shade Cinnamon. I lined my lid with my Lancome Idole Ultra Precise Liner. This is in the shade Matte Syrup Brown. And then for mascara, I went in with my YSL Lash Clash Mascara in the brown shade. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and chat about this palette. Based off of first impression, this is the good Ladybug glow that I know and love. The formula in here is incredible. It's exactly what I love and expect from the brand. These two matte shades right here are very user-friendly. They went on the lid without any issue, no patching, no skipping, no fallout. They blended out effortlessly. This pink shade down here is very pigmented, but as you saw, you can go in with a fluffy brush and kind of dilute the shade and soften it on the lid, or you can go in with a denser brush and get the full impact of it and get the opacity that you're going to see in the pan. This brown shade up here though is more on the buildable side. For me personally, I like a deeper shade to be more buildable because I am fair skin tone, and sometimes if a shade is too pigmented, like a black or a dark brown, they can really take over a look and give me too dark compared to what I want. So I personally appreciate that. The shimmers in this palette are gorgeous though. This one up here was stunning whenever I swatched it out, and it looks beautiful on the lid as well. Like I said, it is a little bit more on that flaky side when you pick it up, but not in a bad way. It's not textured, it's not gritty, it's not dry. It still has kind of like that wet putty-like feel to it, but you're gonna get more of that flakiness. So when you put it on the lid, I suggest spraying your brush or applying it with a finger over a tacky base so you can minimize fallout, because I didn't get any fallout when I went in with that shade. Now these two down here are very creamy, very smooth. They're nice and reflective and flippy as well, and they look beautiful on the lid. I don't have any issues as far as creasing with Ladybug Glow shimmers normally, but I will keep y'all posted in a future palette ranking video, and I'm also not getting any texture accentuated on my lids either. Overall, I think this is absolutely beautiful, but keep in mind this is a 5-pan palette, so if you're looking for something that's going to give you a lot of different looks, this is not going to do that. But as you saw, you are going to be able to get some versatility depending on which shimmer you put on the lid, and obviously you can use just one of the mattes and things like that, so you will get some. You're just not going to get as much as you would from like a 9-pan or a 12-pan palette or anything like that. But overall, I think this is beautiful. I love it. I'm so excited to see Ladybug Glow back, and I really enjoyed this, and I love the looks that I created. But that is going to complete this video. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. Let me know if you've tried Ladybug Glow before, what you think of the color story, the 2 looks that I created. I want to know it all. Let's have that conversation. Light up that comment section, and as usual, I want to thank you all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.